It's always that passionate thing, that thing that still makes them, I don't know, intrigued in creativity. Like tap in, like unlock it. Let's see what you're made of.
Welcome to the Creatively Performing Arts Podcast. This is the show for anyone ready to get back to the performing arts. You want to sing, you want to act, you want to dance, you want to be creative again? Come on over. I'm Estelle. I'm a singer, actor, performer, beginner voice coach, and I am here to help you get started. You will find beginner singing and performing tips and hear empowering, inspiring interviews with artists that will help you push past your fear and your doubts about performing so you can finally start performing with confidence and singing and dancing and living creatively. You have gifts that you need to grow, use, and share, and the world is waiting for you. I want to be there to help you do that. So let's begin. All right. Welcome back to the Creatively Performing Arts Podcast. Hi, everyone. It's Estelle. So excited that you're here. It's a new week, and I can't wait to be with you today just to hopefully help you, inspire you, and encourage you to keep living creatively, to doing what you love to do, to keep singing, to start singing again, or acting or dancing or doing whatever it is that you have, that creative passion that you have inside of you. I know you have it in you to do. So we're here for you. I said we because I have a guest here today. She's actually a returning guest, and we will get to our discussion with her very soon. If you listened to her first episode back last year, you definitely loved it and were inspired by her, and you probably went and followed up with her, but she is back. So if you missed that one, go back and listen to it. I'll put it in the show notes, and also you should check her out. So we'll get into her story a little bit and what she's up to creatively, and I know she has a lot to share with you. I just want to encourage you, the show, and whether it's, the Facebook community, the performing artists community on Facebook, or, just on Instagram or wherever you are keeping up with me, or in my email list, it's all there to help you along this journey, to help each other, for us to support each other along this journey, to continue to sing, to dance, to perform, to use the gifts that we have to live more creatively every single day, week after week. So I hope that this helps you. I actually wanted to remind you that if you are wanting to start singing and you want to sing with more confidence, so the Confident Performer group that I've mentioned before, it's Confident Performer Club, if you will. It's a monthly group, like membership, and you get, before it was that you would get to do 2 group lessons, like group singing lessons online, but I actually got some feedback, and I started to think, you might want to do one-on-one lessons, and then maybe have the option to perform what you've been learning in a group setting virtually, to work on that song that you've been learning. And I ran it past a couple of you guys, and I've gotten some feedback. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, and you would get 2 lessons a month, and you would also get, so it'd basically be like a package, right? So you'd get 2 lessons a month, and then you'd also be able to do the group session if you so desire as well. And of course, there'd be a community, you'd be around other singers, other performers who are working on building their confidence as performers as well. So that would be fun. I think it'd be great. So go to creativelybyestelle.com/confident if you have any questions, or if you're curious about it. You can also DM me on Instagram at EstelleFBerry. Everything is in the show notes, as always. All right, so let's get into this episode today. So I'm here with Ife Winner, and she is a musician, she is a filmmaker, she is a photographer, and she's really, ultimately, she is a creative and owner of online media and production company called IfeWinz. Maybe you should introduce yourself better. I didn't have my description in front of me this time around. But
that's so funny.
Yes, she owns the media brand called Winz, and where she creates content for her own brand as well as for other businesses. So it does all sorts of things with that, but is ultimately a content creator, a performing artist. So Anyway, Ife Winner, would you like to introduce yourself so I can cut out all of that I said and just cut to you? So,
What's good to y'all? It's your girl IfeWinz. Thank you so much for bringing me back on the podcast, Estelle. I appreciate you. And thank you for the introduction. And so yeah, I'm a content creator, I'm a film director, I'm a event host. I'm a music producer. I'm a content creator first and foremost. I'm a songwriter. I'm also I do a lot of things media. Like I can list it all. I also do podcasting here and there, but honestly, I'm not full time with podcasting. But yeah, Winz is a multimedia brand, not just only one kind of media. No, multimedia is such a overused term, but truly, Winz is really a creative agency and multimedia studios. Not just speaking in terms of now, but what's gonna be. So, yeah, that's Winz. Winz is it's a service. It's bridging the gap for people who have forgotten how to dream. So yeah.
wow, people who have forgotten how to dream.
Yeah.
That's really interesting that that's what it's for, because you just said not just for now, but for the future. Like, you're already, as an artist, like, you are taking action in the now,
Yeah.
but like knowing that what the future is going to be. It's like
Yes.
you're allowing yourself to dream,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of artists,
Mm-hmm.
right? You said like helping them like start to dream again. You know, what do you think is keeping them from dreaming? Because
There's so many things.
there's so many people with so many gifts and talents, or have the potential to like use, like, to grow these skills, have maybe even not even that they might be like the most, you know, skilled. No one is the most skilled, right?
Mm.
But like they have this potential, they have this interest, this curiosity about something, and then they don't pursue it at all.
Yeah.
Or like they kind of pursue it and then they kind of forget. Like, why do you think?
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's everybody's like number one reason why they don't pursue it, because of finances, because maybe their income is not making sense, and it's just not enough for what they want to do. I think sometimes people don't think about the journey too. I think they look at the vision that maybe God showed them, they look at the end product, but when people think about the journey that comes with doing what they want to do, it discourages them. Many people are envisioning this big, dream that can't come to pass. But honestly, there's a journey that comes with it, and people want to skip it and just get there. And I feel like us as creatives, like, we're going through a nice, lengthy story that is going to equip us for when we do actually see what God has shown us, like in our vision. We actually live that dream, right? We're gonna be equipped with not only the physical, materials like money and people, but also like the mental skills we need, emotional, spiritual, because all those things really matter for longevity. So I feel like people are discouraged because of like how long it might take, the money too as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. It's that reasoning of not having the resources or not being able to do it right now.
Yeah.
And so it's putting it off, but then you just end up not using it at all. Yeah. And ultimately, I think it's a mental thing too. Like, it's a mental game. Like, it's what you tell yourself,
Every day.
Yeah. Like, you could see the issue or the problem or the block, or you can see an opportunity.
Yeah. And you have to encourage yourself. You have to remind yourself, oh, I can do it. Having God as like my motivation, my drive, it's such a big relief, because there's days you want to quit, there's days you want to throw your phone because you're not seeing your TikTok or Instagram numbers, followers increase, or you're not seeing the numbers you want, you're not seeing the engagement rate you want. There's days you just want to give up, and you have to remember, like, God brought you here, God wants you here, you are a solution to a problem, so you can't give up. Like, you really can't.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how you said you're a solution to a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of artists, the most popular episode in the show is episode 71, which is titled like, is it selfish to be a creative? And like I think I said like, it's like, is it selfish to be a creative, or is it selfish to be an artist?
Yeah.
What God thinks about, your gifts, your creative gifts, or something like that. But like the first part is like, is it selfish, like in all caps, because I'm being dramatic. Is it selfish? Because I feel like, because I had heard that from people that I had talked to get like try to get feedback and thoughts of like, what are you guys struggling with as creatives? And then also for myself, and the selfishness aspect would come up a lot of like, or shame of like, oh, like why even bother, like what's the point? And I like that you said that you're a solution to a problem, because a lot of times we don't really see ourselves as solutions as people who are creatives. Like we don't feel like the creative skills are like solutions to problems sometimes, or we don't see that they're helpful or useful. We don't realize that like different problems need different solutions. Everyone has different stories, and there are different needs for every situation. So just because someone needs a painting for their wall because they just moved into this house and they just want something that feels like them and feels expressive, and they need a painting, like that's not like they need surgery, but they need a painting, and that's like their need. That's a solution that you could fill if you have that gifting. And
even
so
music,
like
in the Bible,
who
played the harp?
David.
Exactly. Because why?
Because King Saul.
What was going on with King Saul?
He was having these nightmares.
Exactly. So, what was David doing? He was using his creative abilities. He played the harp to soothe another person's mental distraught. Like he was going through something, and if he didn't have those skills of harp playing, I mean, I don't know many harp players anyway.
Harpists.
Harpists. I don't know many harpists. He was able, mind you, there was no Spotify, Apple Music, no YouTube to go and like type up worship music or like rain sounds. They had to actually, you know what I mean? Sounds. Like, or white noise. So like he needed David's playing. So like him, and mind you, right? If he didn't play it, maybe King Saul could have been more worse than he was. So like those skills we have are really essential, because he solved a problem. King Saul was going through whatever he was going through, and his creative skills helped him. Yeah. Like what? Yeah. Even the people in the Bible, they had to wear some clothes, right? There were people that sewed clothes. Even there was a scripture in Exodus chapter 31 that talks about, God instructing people to create like beautiful outfits and putting jewelry together and, wearing fine linen. Like, God is it doesn't make sense to me how people still don't understand, like, being a creative person is, like, literally who God is. Like, God is the creator. He made creativity. So it's funny to me how people shun creativity away and, like, emphasize other careers. Like, someone had to create the roads that we drive on. Someone had to create the buildings we're literally in right now, like a house. So, like, I don't know. I find it very strange. Yeah. I don't know. That's just me.
No, it's true. Like, there's this narrative in society that the arts aren't as useful because they're not, like, needed. Maybe, like, they don't seem essential in our day-to-day lives. Yeah. Like, for, like, your basic needs, right? Obviously, you need food. You need food, water. You need shelter. Clothing, right? Those are the basic needs, understandably, right? And there are so many places in the world where that isn't always as available or available at all.
That's true.
And yet the arts are available wherever you are. And it's like, for some reason, that is still so needed in the human spirit, like in the human heart. Like we need that creative expression. We need that music. We need art. We need to see beauty in order for life to feel worthwhile at times. And so I think as artists or people who have these creative gifts, we have to recognize our value as artists and the value of the gifts that we have to offer. Like, we need to recognize it first so that other people can recognize it as well. And if we don't recognize our own value and we don't recognize the value of our gifts, then we can't really expect other people who of course everyone is creative, everyone has creative potential, but other people who
don't tap in,
don't have those skills, who aren't intentionally working on those skills or don't have that interest, that piqued interest in a particular skill, they aren't going to respect those skills that we have if we don't respect them ourselves.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
My second slogan that the Lord put on my heart is my first one for my brand is, in all you do it for the Lord. That's what, like, the original. And
I know the second one.
What is it?
A creator of faith and passion.
That's my title.
Okay.
No, the second slogan is tap into your creative bag.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you would know. That's embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, you're good. Tap into your creative bag. Like, that's such a it resonates with me a lot, because, like, even in regular conversations with friends that I have encouraged to, like, it's basically saying, like, unlock your creative side. That's what it means in, context. Like, tap into your creative bag is so important to me, because whenever I see people who don't want to, like, for me, when I ask you about their career, I ask them, oh, that's cool. Then I ask them again, another question, like, oh, what is it that you still like doing, though? Like, what is it that you're really passionate about? Then the person now tells me, oh, I would love to make my own bag one day. I would love. That's when you know that person. I'm not saying, like, they have to leave their career as a doctor of 20 years and go and start making bags. I'm not the person to tell you that. But I'm saying that it's always that passionate thing, that thing that still makes them, I don't know, intrigued in creativity. Like, tap in, like, unlock it. Let's see what you're made of. And, like, there was this one day I was at Mount Olive, North Carolina, for work. It was like Thursday, and I was at Wendy's editing some photos for work, and I saw this girl across from me who was looking sad. I was like, "What's wrong?" Talked to her. I was like, "Hey, look, are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm just realizing that I can't control things, in my life, now I can control." So I said, yeah, like, had a conversation about stuff, and she was telling me how she really wants to be a model. She really wants to do, like artwork and poetry and stuff. And she didn't have a phone. She actually had a tablet. And I wish I got her Instagram, because she was about to tell me, but the Wi-Fi in Wendy's was bad. Anyway, but I wish, because in my spirit, that's what Winz is all about, like. Because I was telling him about Winz wardrobe, and I was like, oh, you can model for me. Because I'm, like, Winz is supposed to, like I said, bridge the gap. And I want to give people opportunities. Like, she has no experience, but she wants to. She has no experience, but she wants to. And she's like, what, 21? Yeah, 21. And very beautiful girl, like, dark skin, braids, and she's, starting her new job at Wendy's. Like, that day I met her, and like, she really wants that opportunity. She doesn't live with her parents anymore. She has her own place and trying to figure out her own life. She has no friends, as she told me. I was praying, like, God, please, if it's your will, let us, like, meet again. I don't know where, how, whatever, but it's like, I wanted to give her the opportunity. And that's what I'm thankful I've grown my brand to a place where I can, like, give people a spot. Like, mind you, it's a brand to, remind you can dream again. And, like, her being part of, like, Winz, that could open doors for her to do other stuff, So, like, stuff like that, moments like that really make me feel like, yeah, like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. A little story for you.
That's good. That's a good story for me. Thank you.
You're
us.
welcome.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's beautiful. I also want to just, like, encourage everyone, like, that I meet, like, oh, you've always wanted to sing, like, oh, you've always loved theater, like, why not do it again? Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, like, where you are, you can always audition for community theater, like, literally go down the street, or, like, search on Google and, like, just find something to do, just find something near you. And there are free opportunities, there are paid opportunities, there are opportunities that you have to pay for, but, like, there are so many opportunities. Sometimes we just don't even know to look or to ask. Yeah, exactly. So, for the person listening who, wants to get started, Oh, by the way, if you're listening and you don't know much of Ife's story, go back and listen to the first episode that she was on to listen to more of her story. And she was talking about her job. She works as a photographer, so she literally is a full-time creative at this point.
Full-time.
Period. And yeah, so she definitely knows what it's like to start, like the starting process and like growing from there. You know, this show is specifically for like a lot of performing artists or aspiring performing artists who listen. So when it comes to like singing and performing, which you do a lot, you have music, you perform your own music at shows and your own shows, like performances that you do. So when it comes to like for someone who wants to get started, and you have one coming up, which we'll talk about in a second. But just for someone who wants to get started, if you could give them like maybe like first 1 to 3 steps of like, how do I start actually performing? Like, okay, like, do I go to an open mic night? Do I like find my local church and start like asking them if they want me to, to sing something? Or like, do I like, how do I actually start like singing? Like maybe they've been singing like in their shower, in their bedroom. They've been practicing. Maybe they've taken a voice lesson or 2. Right. And they're like, I want to put myself out there, but performing in front of people, like I haven't really done it very much. Yeah. And I don't know how to do it regularly or consistently. So like, what are like 1 to 3 things they could think of doing to get started?
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Be
free. Yeah.
So I guess the first thing is be confident in your sound. I've been asked this by so many people in the last 2 years, like, how did you become comfortable? Like, I remember the last time I was asked, it was in Texas. I had a gig there. It was my first one ever in a different state. And I sang at this, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a little event they do every last Friday at like a church. And they do it for young adults. It's called The Alternative. It's like an alternative to going to the club and going to, things that don't really feed you, So I performed there. And I remember this guy asked me after my performance, he's like, how did you become so comfortable with how you sing? So it's a lengthy question, but I'll give you a very simple, answer. So I became comfortable with how I sound by listening to myself sing all the time and listening to myself as if I'm, as if I'm my favorite artist. So if I'm playing one of my songs back, like Follow, I'm listening to it as if I'm listening to like one of my favorite artists. Like I love Molly Music, Malik Berry, I love Yeba, I love PJ Morton. So Bridget Mendler, that's a random person, but people don't say it, but I would, call her one of my favorites. And I would listen to my songs, and I would try to just like sing with it. I'll try to sing, make just allow myself to just get immersed into the vocals and just fall in love with how I sing. That's number 1. Number 2, I would definitely say look at open mics. If you're still in school, look up any open mics or talent shows that are happening. Try to sign up. Wow, voice. Try to sign up. Try to ask around, like, hey, and one thing I would say, bring 2 to 3 of your friends or 5 friends, 10 friends to come and support you, because, oh my gosh, like when you have a friend to come support you in the audience, it feels a lot better instead of like being there, you don't know anyone. Obviously, you're gonna get some people that will like you and say, hey, what's your Instagram and stuff, but like have some people that will come with you to your open mic night or that will come with you to your performance. So ask around on your campus or look on Eventbrite. That's a really good website to look up anything locally, or if you want to go somewhere outside the state or outside the city, look up on Eventbrite. I would say talk to any friend of yours that's also an artist if they're looking for anyone that wants to open for someone, or if they're doing anything, musically in the summer. Always ask around. Then the third thing, when you're on stage and you're singing an original song, I would say, and it's a simple song too, it's okay to teach the audience, what the song is like. If it's a very simple song, like a call and response, or like a very repetitive chorus, teach the audience before you sing. So at least you can feel comfortable with people. Like, no. I would say like the audience will be engaging while you're singing, so you won't feel alone. You're like, oh my gosh, like no one's like swaying to the side, no one's clapping. So those are my 3 tips.
Those are great tips. So the first one
Thank
was
you.
grow your confidence in your voice, or
Yeah.
be comfortable in your voice, to recap.
Yeah.
And the second one was to like look for open mic nights, look for
Yeah.
opportunities to sing, ask around. And then the third one is to make sure that you, especially if you're doing a new song, try to teach the audience when you're on stage to engage them more, which is a great idea and something that Ife always does. So I've seen her perform. I've had the honor to see her perform a few times. So something that she always does, which is really engaging for the audience.
Yeah.
And I think makes you feel more comfortable too, because now we're like, okay, we can all do. It's like we're in this together. You know, we're all singing together, we're all dancing together, and it's more fun and like connected, which is what the arts are all about. It's about connection.
Literally.
Love that. That's such a great tips.
Thank
wow, those were really good.
Thank you.
You should write a book or something. It's
really
good. Just planted a seed, you guys. Anyway, so so talk to us about what's coming up next for you. So if anyone wants to know like where to follow you and like find out about what's happening next, what they can look forward to, and then like where they can find you.
Okay, so socials, IfeWinz, IfeWinz, not an S. Just look me up on TikTok and Instagram. YouTube is Wins and Friends with a Z. If you can tell, my favorite letter is a Z. So it just adds a little sparkle to words.
The last shall be the first.
Come on. But yeah, coming up. So right now, I'm really focused on wins. I haven't really done anything musically because I'm so focused on building this media thing. It's a lot of work that goes into building a company, especially something that I'm trying to do that it's like 2-in-1, studios and an agency. It's a lot. So right now I'm focused on my clothing brand, Wins Wardrobe, and I'll be hosting my first ever fashion show for Wins Wardrobe at a Juneteenth event in Charlotte. You guys will see all that information on my Instagram if you follow it, or check it out. And I'll be selling my clothes there. I'll be a vendor, my first ever vendor event, and then I'll be performing as well. So another performance. So it's kind of like I'm doing three things. I'm doing my entrepreneurship. I'm doing my directing, and then I'm also gonna be singing. So it's a lot of things going on. And I am working on an EP though, so music will be coming out this year. I know I've been asked by like 3 or 4 people, yo, when do you drop a new song? It's been like a year, and I'm like, I know it's been a minute.
That's okay. Taylor Swift usually waits like 2 years.
But I'm not Taylor Swift.
So.
That one, if you drop,
but you know she's been dropping more.
I wish I could drop a song like that and then get 1 million.
Now she drops a lot. You guys, let Ife get 1 million in a day.
Come on, I receive it in Jesus' name.
Yeah, but no, that's good.
I'm working on it. Afrobeat EP, so that's all y'all can get because I can't give you too many details.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I have some new artists that I'm working with. I'm working on something really sweet, for the ears, because it's really it's a really beautiful piece of work that I'm working on, and it's like a collective. I feel like this is gonna be like a collectible because I don't know. This one is gonna be a really iconic project, I would say, because it's something people don't usually do. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is gonna turn out. I'm just excited to get started because I need to go record. I feel like I'm not being in the booth in a minute, so I kind of miss making music. Other than that, I just finished tour, Afrobeat Dance Cypher Tour. I started that event last year, 2022. Basically, it's a big event, kind of like a festival gathering where people come together to just share their love of dancing. It's not a party. It's more like a big festival. So people get to play games, and we have dance competition. We have the big dance cypher circle. We have photo booth, and then very soon, by God's grace, vendors, and then artists coming to sing and stuff. So it's gonna grow year by year, and then I'm working on that, and then I'm working on some more events coming soon. I'm excited, so just busy. That's just me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So everything will be in the show notes, all the places to find Ife, so that you guys can go support. Please support, especially if you're in North Carolina, local artists. local artists of color, Black women, need that support. So definitely go support, and you'll want to, because her music is really great, and so are all of her visuals and everything. So yes, it's gonna be good. I hope that this episode inspired you and really helped you. I hope you took something, one or two things from it to help you this week get started. Don't let those gifts, that desire that you have to create, don't let that linger any longer. Take action this week. And I would love to hear back. I know Ife would love to hear back if this inspired you in any way. Screenshot it and tag her, tag myself on Instagram. We would love to repost and chat with you. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and let us know. Yeah. This was fun. Thank you for coming over. We are live in person.
We are live in person.
Yes. Usually I do my interviews on Zoom, but with local people, with this friend, of course.
We're in the room where it happens.
We can be in the room where it happens. A little Hamilton.
I had to throw that in there because I know she loves a good Broadway.
Oh, good Broadway reference. Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you for the reference.
Welcome. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Spoke to my mind.
Really spoke to my heart. And also, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook to find support and inspiration. If this episode helped you or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It means so much, and share it with someone who needs it, or on your Instagram stories and tag at Creatively Performing Arts. Don't forget to subscribe to this show wherever you listen. We have amazing interviews and episodes coming up. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.